This is the gentle hour. Rainy day bakery. Rain taps steadily against the window. You stand by the front door, listening for a moment. The sound is soft but constant. A steady pour of rain onto pavement and rooftops. You reach for your coat hanging on the wall hook. The waterproof fabric is cool as you slip your arms into the sleeves. You pull the zip upward. The teeth join together with a quiet rasp. Your hand moves to the tall pot beside the door. Your fingers close around the handle of an umbrella. The fabric is neatly folded. The strap holds it closed. You lift it out and peel back the Velcro tab. The fabric loosens slightly in your hand. You open the door. Cool air is drawn inside immediately. The smell of rain and wet pavement drifts into the hallway. You step outside. The stone beneath your shoes is darkened with water. You open the umbrella. The frame snaps outward with a soft, hollow pop. Fabric stretches tight above your head. Rain begins to tap gently against it. You pull the door closed behind you. The latch settles into place. You pause for a moment beneath the umbrella. Rain falls around you. You listen to the rainwater flowing down the drain pipe next to you. The sound changes as it leaves the pipe and hits the drain cover. You begin walking down the path towards the street. Your shoes make soft contact with the wet ground. The pavement shines slightly under the grey sky. Water runs along the edges of the road in thin streams. You step onto the pavement and turn toward the corner. The umbrella shifts slightly in your hand as the wind moves through the street. Rain taps against the fabric above your head. A steady, hollow rhythm. You pass a small front garden. Raindrops cling to the leaves of a hedge. They gather slowly before falling to the soil below. A car moves past slowly on the road. Tires roll through shallow water with a quiet hiss. The air smells faintly of wet earth and damp stone. You continue along the pavement. The bakery is only a short walk away. A few houses down, a small terraced road comes into view. One window glows warmly inside. Condensation has gathered along the glass. On the garden wall, you notice a robin standing boldly. It hops forward once, then tilts its head slightly towards the ground. You walk past quietly. It stays where it is. As you pass, a short burst of birdsong sounds. The robin then darts quickly into a nearby hedge. Rain continues falling around you. The umbrella shifts gently as the strong breeze pulls it. Soon, the warm light of the bakery window appears ahead. Soft yellow light spills onto the pavement. The glass is fogged slightly from the warmth inside. You step up to the window. Through the glass, you can see shelves of bread. Golden crusts and soft loaves stacked in neat rows. Simple bloomer loaves. Artisan loaves with intricate carvings. Seeded sourdough loaves. You reach for the door handle. The metal is cool beneath your hand. You pull the door open. A small bell rings softly overhead. Warm air greets you immediately. The smell of fresh bread fills the space. Warm yeast, butter, pastry. You pause for a moment, taking everything in. You close the umbrella carefully near the door. Water drips lightly from the fabric onto the mat. You shake it once just outside the door. Droplets fly off into the street. You place the umbrella into the stand beside the entrance and close the door. The bakery is quiet. Only one person stands ahead of you at the counter. They speak softly with the baker. Behind the counter, wooden shelves line the wall. Each shelf holds rows of bread and pastries. You step forward slightly and wait to be served. The room is warm and comforting compared to outside. A faint hum comes from a refrigerator unit behind the counter. Somewhere further back, you hear the soft clatter of trays. You look toward the display case. Inside are neat rows of pastries, croissants, pain au chocolat, small fruit tarts. The surface of the pastries glistens under the lights. Layers of pastry catch the warm glow of the room. The customer ahead of you receives a paper bag. The baker folds the top closed. The customer thanks them quietly and walks towards the door. The bell rings again as they leave. You step forward to the counter. The baker looks up and gives a small nod. You glance toward the shelves once more. A row of fresh loaves sits near the center. Their crusts are deep golden brown. Dusted flour rests lightly across the tops. You point gently toward one of them. Just one bloomer loaf, please. The baker lifts it from the shelf. The crust crackles faintly as it moves. They place it into a paper bag. You look toward the display case again. A pain au chocolat rests near the front. Its layers are neatly folded. The chocolate inside forms a dark line beneath the pastry. Your eyes fix on the treat. And a pain au chocolat as well, please. The baker places it into a smaller bag. Paper rustles softly as it folds closed. The two bags are placed on the counter. You hand over a crisp £10 note to the baker and wait for your change. The baker places several coins into your palm and nods gratefully to you. You drop the coins into your coat pocket. You pick up the paper bags from the counter. The loaf feels warm. The smell of fresh bread rises faintly from the bag. You place both items into a fabric tote bag you keep in your pocket. You thank the baker. They nod once more. You turn toward the door, picking up your umbrella from the stand. The bell rings gently as you open it. Cool air greets you again. Rain still falls outside. The umbrella opens with a familiar snap. You step back onto the pavement. Rain taps softly overhead. The bakery light glows behind you as the door closes. You begin walking back the way you came. The tote bag sways gently as you walk. The smell of bread drifts upward occasionally. Rain continues falling. Water gathers in streams along the curb. A small stream moves slowly toward the drain. You pass the same gardens and hedges again. Raindrops cling to every leaf. The robin is gone now. The street is quiet. Only the soft tapping of rain and the distant sound of tires on wet tarmac. You reach your front path. Water beads along the edges of the umbrella. You step onto the stone. The small porch roof keeps you dry. You close the umbrella. The fabric folds inward with a soft rustle. Droplets fall to the ground. You give the umbrella a final shake to remove as much water as possible. You open the front door. Warm air meets you immediately. You step inside. The sound of the rain fades as you close the front door. You place the umbrella back into the stand beside the door. You wait for a moment in the quiet hallway. Rain continues outside, but here, everything is quiet. You take a deep breath in through your nose, holding momentarily. Then a sigh as you exhale through your mouth. You walk towards the kitchen with your baked goods. There is nothing else to do but listen to the rain from the comfort of home. The kitchen is quiet. Rain continues outside. You pause for a moment, listening to the rain. If this time felt grounding and you'd like more moments like it, you're welcome to follow along so it's here whenever you need it. And if this episode felt especially helpful, you can save it to return to the ritual whenever you like. Thank you for being here.